So in this video I wanted to show you how I approached a certain part of a vocal to give it more of an emotional impact and some dreaminess. So I'm sitting here with a track from a friend called John Elof, and for this video I wanted to focus on a part of the vocal where I felt like I could add a little bit more emotional impact. It's only half of it. John, the singer, is kind of taking us on a little quick ride into dreamland and then takes us back again. And I want to highlight that. And generally when I mix, I like to take the listener on a little journey, perhaps by boosting a few parts here and there for emotional impact, or implementing a few surprises into the mix, because I think surprises are really important in music, in all stages of music, production, songwriting and mixing, just to create movement and contrast in a mix. In this case, I will use a reverb, and I'm gonna treat the vocal that goes into the reverb in a specific way, because I think the secret to a dreamy reverb is to feed the reverb with something that is not perfect or clean. You know, a slightly distorted signal or a signal that is a little pitchy, and then you send that into the reverb. And in my opinion, the best way to achieve that in one tool is by using a space echo, a Roland's classic 201. The moment you send a sound through a space echo, you get a natural wobbliness from the tape, you get a natural filter from the tape, and you get some saturation from the tape. And if you use the 100% wet signal from that and you send that into reverb, you're gonna get a really cool sounding reverb. And the way I set this space echo up is by having a bit of feedback going on and a medium fast delay time, so that you can still hear some distinct delays, but also hearing that feedback on the tail of it. And the way I do it is by duplicating the track and cutting out the part that I want to send into the delay or into the space echo, and then adding the plugin to the insert of that track. I'm personally not a big fan of using auxiliaries and sends and that kind of stuff. This is way faster, I think. And the next step is to send this into reverb. And in my opinion, for this kind of sound, the best reverbs to use are chambers, because chambers are kind of naturally a little bit dirty, organic, and old school sounding. And what I love about this specific chamber is that you can play with it in so many different ways. You can choose microphone, and you can, EQ it and drive it, and you have a lot of options. And the way I set the reverb up is by having a bit of pre-delay, around 70 milliseconds, a decay set to original, and a bit of low cut. And of course, neither the pre-delay or the low cut is really necessary, as we got that naturally from the space echo, but it doesn't hurt to add a bit more, because the more pre-delay you have for this kind of context, the dreamier and flowier the reverb will sound together with the voice. And together with the vocal, this is what it sounds like. So for the next line that he sings, I wanted to use something different, because when he sings, that's when he goes away into dreamland. But then when he sings the next phrase, it's sort of when he comes back. So I wanted to create a bit of a contrast by using a slightly drier sound, but still wet. And I think a really bold slapback echo would sound really cool for that. It's only half of it. Not what it is. It's only half of it. I'm offering a mixing circle now that is limited to 20 people, and the mixing circle is all about creating a tight-knit little community where we support each other and we will discuss mixing. And every month there's a live stream and a mixing challenge as well. And on top of that, you also get a 30-minute coaching session with me every month. So there's a lot of value involved and a lot of reasons to be a member of the mixing circle. And to find out more about it, just click on the link below in the description. And I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.